Presented by DraftKings Sports.
The NBA Finals return to River City, where the San Antonio Spurs and New York Knicks meet in a rematch 27 years in the making. The Knicks, they arrive here having played out-of-this-world basketball, but that is exactly where an alien feels at home. So what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object? We will find out in Game 1 of the 2026 NBA Finals.
To a killing spree while he's underneath, trying to free himself, but can't. The San Antonio Spurs have won their first NBA championship.
In sports, history has a habit of repeating itself. After decades apart, their paths collide once more.
Welcome to Game 1.
A franchise built on championships, seeking to add another chapter to their story.
A new era has dawned. It's Wemby's West.
A fearless young team, unshaken by the pressure.
Wemby's going to pull a deep three.
I want to win so bad. It's like my life depends on it.
But at the Mecca, another story is being written.
For the first time in 27 years, the New York Knicks are going to the NBA Finals.
After 53 years of heartbreak, a city starved for glory can finally see the light again.
Brunson, three-pointer, puts it in! Bedlam here in Madison Square Garden.
One team looking to continue their history. The other, end it.
You gotta do whatever you can to make sure you're locked in.
Separated by time, reunited by fate.
Body blow upon body blow between these two teams.
This is where legacy meets destiny.
Do not let up. Let's go win the game.
The NBA Finals on ESPN.
The Spurs fans here, they have waited 12 years to see their team back in the NBA Finals, which means that they are braving the temperatures, the 86-degree heat that really feels like 98 degrees. But you got to be true to your heart here in San Antonio, with just over 5 hours to go before tip-off. From the Admiral to the big fundamental, and now we have an alien invasion. Everything is bigger in Texas as we welcome you ahead of Game 1 to the NBA Finals to a 2-hour special of NBA Today. They say everything is bigger in Texas.
It is. I mean, I'm from Texas. I'm from Texas. You feel the big energy out here today? You feel the big energy out here? That's how we do it in Texas.
That's how they do it down here.
People showing off today, Malika. Look at the bling.
Champion.
Yeah, you feeling real comfortable back in San Antonio.
Andy Green made sure to bring all 3 of his rings. Champion with the San Antonio Spurs, 3-time champ Danny Green, NBA champ Amon Shumpert, NBA champion Kendrick Perkins, the People's champion Ryan Wentworth. And I'm Malika Andrews. And Big Perk, it does not get bigger than this. We were debating when the NBA Finals last had a feeling like this. You may have to go all the way back to those battles between your Cavaliers and the Warriors back in those 2016, 17, 18.
Or you could go back to 2008, Celtics Lakers. You could go back to that rivalry as well. But this is the day right here where it's like you trying to do your same pregame routine. You're trying to get your same nap, eat the same food, but you tossing and turning, and it just ain't the same. Like people could say, "Oh, I'm locked in," but you feel the energy, you feel the vibe. It's hard.
Oh yeah, I remember that before my first appearance. It was I didn't know what to expect. I came from a losing side. I go over there, and now we playing further and further along, going further and further along. When it's times like I'm like, man, I was planning vacation last time. You know what I mean? I was doing this, I was doing that.
I just want to clarify something. Is every time Amon Shumpert talks because he played for the Knicks, are y'all going to boo?
I mean, he do have on blue and orange.
The next
Here in San Antonio. But y'all,
suit up.
there's a lot we need to get to as we get into this game. We only have 2 hours to break it down. So what do you say we get out and run, get into some of the biggest storylines that we are seeing here as we march towards tip-off of Game 1? And of course, if you're talking about big storylines, where else do we start? But with Victor Wembanyama. And Brian, you were in France when Wemby found out the Spurs won the lottery. Did you think?
Hey, he's 22 years old. This is his first NBA Finals game. Guys, how many is he going to play in? Tim Duncan played in 34. I think Victor Wembanyama could be at the beginning of an epic Finals career.
Well, for the first time in NBA history, or in the finals history, I should say, we do have not one but two players that have averaged 30 points a game squaring off. So, Kendrick Perkins, why is Big Body Brunson ready?
I mean, the stage is set and he's ready to dance. He showed you that when he was at Villanova in college, and since he's put on the Knicks uniform, he has been one of the best playoff performers. One could argue that he has been the best player in this postseason. If you want the points, he give you that. If you want the assists, he's making guys around him better.
Well, he is a big reason why the Knicks have strung together the best 11-game stretch in NBA history. Preseason, regular season, postseason, nobody has outscored opponents by 262 points over an 11-game span. So, Shump, how can they keep this going?
Man, just keep up the defensive intensity. The Knicks have been great in the playoffs defensively and offensively, but they've come with energy. They've played together. They've looked like a seasoned team. It doesn't look like it's slowing down. You want to be playing your best basketball around this time. How great is it to not only be playing your best basketball, but to have rest before you start playing the biggest games of your life?
Well, the numbers say that rest does matter, but while San Antonio, the focus is rightfully on Wemby, they did have 7 different players in double figures on Saturday. That's tied for the most in a Game 7 in NBA Finals history. So how, Danny, will that be a deciding factor?
A huge deciding factor. These young kids are ready to rock. You got Dylan Harper up the bench, Keldon Johnson, Sam Penny, Vassell, of course, Stephon Castle, Wemby. These kids are ready for the moment. They have grown a huge amount in that last series, and they got some rest in between games too, so they're not going to be worn down. So this rust versus rest, I think it's in the Spurs' favor.
You think it's in the San Antonio Spurs' favor? All right, well, we do know that the regular season...
You changed over the last 3 days?
No, I got my Game 1 prediction. It's different.
Oh, okay. All right, okay.
Saving it for a little bit later in the show. This, though, right here, guys, this is why we do what we do. The regular season, it can be a little bit of a slog. It can get a little bit long. The NBA Finals, the type of energy that you wake up with, Perk, it's just different. What are you expecting to see play out here?
Listen, it's fired up out here right now.
Yeah.
Can I just go Spurs, go? Hey. And you hear, listen. And you hear this energy right now, right? You feel this energy. You hear how loud it is. Is exactly why I'm picking the Knicks in 7. You know why? For the simple fact, I understand Danny comes up here flexing because he won a championship here. I understand that they have big 7'5" Wemby, an alien, but I changed Big Body Brunson name to Bulletproof Brunson.
Bulletproof?
Yeah, because he's bulletproof to this noise. He's bulletproof to the shots that people been shooting at him since he arrived in New York. And this man is ready for this stage. This man is born to win games on a big stage like this, and he's trying to deliver a championship. When you talk about greatness, we need to start appreciating this man's greatness on this stage. He's an all-time great player already. Securing a championship is just going to elevate to see where he ranks.
Watch this. Victor Wembanyama. This is the beginning of a historic duel between Victor Wembanyama and Jalen Brunson. Their first ever finals game. These guys could end up being in the Hall of Fame someday. They go against each other in a clash. One of these guys is probably going to win finals MVP. Who gets off to the big start tonight?
Yeah, I think my biggest thing that I'm looking for, I want to see how do they get that big fella out of the lane. In the previous games that they played them, they like to throw this little action, bring the guy up out the corner. He delivers the pass to the roll man as opposed to Jalen Brunson having to do it. They're going to try and get Wemby out of that painted area, and I want to see how they fare against it. If anybody can come off of a ball screen and force Wemby to have to come out there and get a contest, it is Big Body Brunson, so I want to see what they do with it.
Yeah, I'm biased. You know, I'm looking at the role players.
We know.
You know, this is a moment where I was able to make a name for myself in the household. So I'm trying to see which role player is going to make themselves a household name. Is it going to be Dylan Harper, Keldon Johnson, or is it Sam Penny who's going to light it up? Or on the other side of it, you know, you got Shamet, Deuce McBride. This is the moment where those guys are important and can dictate a series and make your team win, or they'll shift the team to winning a series if those guys step up.
You were on the San Antonio Spurs were last here in 2014.
Yeah.
You were able to witness that dynastic run that they had, Danny. Are you getting some of the embers of that dynasty. Are you seeing any similarities with these San Antonio?
Absolutely, and it trickles on down. As you see Pop at the games, Timmy at the games, all that DNA is going into Wemby and company. So, like, that professionalism, Manu, Timmy, Tony, you can see a lot of those guys. Dylan Harper's kind of following those footsteps. But the energy and the focus, even when they win, they're not too excited about it, not too high, not too low. That's one of the biggest statements that every vet teaches you when you come into this game, because it's 100 games. Yep. So they're not getting too high and too low, and they're focused on the task at hand. And I think they're way beyond their years and more mature. People talking about experience, I like impatience can be a virtue.
Which one is the San Antonio Spurs?
The one at the top.
There again?
Yeah, the one at the top.
It was early in the day, so it's a little smaller one.
Let's see that one. Yep, there it is. The one that's right up there, right at the top. All right, still to come here on NBA Today. We have another hour and 50 minutes to get you set here for this game one. You can hear my exclusive conversation